In this tutorial, I will take you into a course and we will start building some course content. Obviously, you will enter your username and password and log in. Okay. After you've logged in, you've had your tour of the cockpit or the pulpit, and your classes will be reflected here in this section here, or you will be able to click on Moya Cursor and it will be listed there. For purposes of this, I will switch to English just to help me a bit, but I will switch to Polish again during the course of this tutorial. As I explained to you, I have set up a practical classroom for all of you. That is Practica and then with your name, or you will see it here, PRA006. But we can just click it from this point. Again, you will receive a tour and you can follow the tour for the first time. It will take you through all the processes. I'm not going to worry about that, and then click End Tour. As you can see, I have previously worked on this. We are now going to click on our test classroom, and we click there, and it brings us into the classroom. As I explained to you before, your classroom is automatically set up with 4 weeks. Now these weeks are not congruent with Monday because we've just set them up. They're not congruent Monday to Friday. But in your normal courses, they will be set up to run from a Monday to Friday, starting from next week. But in this purpose, I'm not really worried about that. I just really want to teach you how to add some course content, like we explained in the sessions that we had earlier. So to start, I need to create or activate this page so that I can edit this page. That I do with the cog or the wheel at the top right hand corner. I click on that and I click on Turn on Editing, and just in Polish, this option here. Okay, now you will notice that everything has become editable. I am able to change the titles of my headers. But for purposes of this, I will just leave it like that. I can also drag them around. If I make a mistake or I want to change the order, I can just drag them. Now, when we create the class for the students, we want to ensure that they do not see the work that is coming in the coming weeks. So those 3 items we want to hide. Here, here, and here. We would like to hide. So we basically click on Modify or Edit, and then we can select the little eye and make it go invisible. That way the students will not be able to see this material. So I can continue adding. And what I suggest is, for purposes of dealing with future work, we will also do the same for the one we're working on currently, because we do not want to add content now and make that available to students. However, if you are working, actually I want to scratch that. So we've now hidden those weeks from the students, and we can now start adding content. For this purpose, I'm just going to revert back to English. and at the bottom here, add an activity or a resource. I click on that, and as I explained to you, there are a number of options we can add, but I do not want to add any of those. I am just going to use page for now. Just to get you guys up and running, we're just going to use page. And in Polish, it will list it in alphabetical order, so do not follow the order in English, because here it will be last as strona. So please select strona and dodaj. Excuse my translation. And now it will open up the course page for you, or the practical page in order to add your lesson. Again, I'm just going to cross over to English. I'm going to give my lesson a name, and because today is Thursday, I will call it, well, should we do it like this? I'm going to create a lesson for Friday because we're ready for tomorrow. So we'll call this Friday lesson. Okay. And obviously, depending on which language you want to do that, if it's Polish or any of the Polish languages, you put it in Polish. If you're in Spanish and you want to put it in Spanish, you can type in Spanish, or in French, or in German. It makes no difference. I would add a short description. So in this lesson, we will do counting in fives. Okay, and I want to display this description on my course page. Now please make sure that you do not add too much information here. It shouldn't cover more than one line, 5 or 6 words maximum. Okay, and make sure that display description on course page is checked. Now I'm going to start adding course content or page content. So the first thing I want my students to do is to read text. Read from textbook XYZ, pages 2 to 4, 2 to 3. That's the first thing they need to do. And I can numerize this by clicking on this option here, and you'll see it'll add a number. And I do want to add a video that I found. So I'm going to search for that video. And here I found it in YouTube, and I will copy the address. So right click, copy, and I go back, and I can just paste that into my file. I do not have to do anything else because YouTube links will automatically open it up inside this framework for you. And then I can add there's some more options there. Let me just open that up. Then I can add some more information. So I would like to create a voice note. So I open a voice note. I'm just going to close that. I create a voice note. And by clicking on this little button here, and I can say, please allow to use the microphone. And now you've got 2 minutes to record, and I would like to say that you need to read your text and you have to follow your assignment and then do the assignment afterwards. And now I am going to say stop recording, and if I'm happy with the recording I can listen to it. And now you've got 2 minutes. I'm not happy with it, so I can say record again. Please listen to your texts for counting in fives, and please also make sure you follow the lesson on the YouTube video, singing the song, and you can also do the assignment at the end. And I now click on stop. Now I'm happy with my recording, and I click on attach recording. And that will automatically attach it into the system for me. Sorry, let me just redo that. If you're going to add multiple texts, I will just always, just in terms of a editing procedure, is just click or hit your enter button a few times just to create some space for you so that you don't run out of space. Here I'm now going to add please listen to the voice recording. And I'm going to create a voice clip for my students that I want them to listen to. Running along the top here, you will see that there's a little microphone, and I can click on that, and I can start recording a voice clip. And in this voice clip, I can tell them some of the things that they need to do. Please follow the instructions. And then I click on stop recording, and I can listen to that recording, record it again, or I can just attach it if I'm happy with it. Okay? Only make use of this if you need to. Obviously, every time you make use of something like this, it does add a load onto the server, but it's a great tool to use, and there's no reason why you shouldn't. Just like you've added a video clip, you can also add a voice clip. You can also add a video clip, and it works on the same basis. It will ask you to allow for your camera, which you do, and then your face will appear, and you can stop your recording, record again, say, hello everybody, please do your homework, blah de blah de blah, stop recording, and now I can attach that recording. Okay, there it is. And now I can add some other information. I can add links. So if I now go to Counting in Fives, and I want to add this as a link, I don't want to add a YouTube video. I want to add this project here. So I copy this, and I go back, and now I can say, please do the following in your spare time. And I can just simply paste the link there. Now what I do suggest you do is to please click on the link and go back to these this button here that looks like a little chain, and it says link. Click on that, and just make sure you click on open a new window and create the link. Okay. You can also create your own text and say click here, for example, and you just highlight that, and again you can click on this little link and you can paste that link that you've copied, open in a new window and create. And now what it will do is it just has two different options, and you can add pictures and a whole bunch of other information. You can also extend the use. You can underline text if you want. You can strike through text if you want. You can add not decimals, but mathematical equations. You can add, change the alignment of your text. You can indent. You can even create an equation. There's an equation editor for the maths people. You can insert characters. And you can create a table, but these are the complex. And if you're wanting to create a table, I can show you in a separate tutorial. You can clear certain formatting. You can undo. So if you want to undo something, you can do that. Okay. And then you can check if there's any accessibility issues with anything. So if your links are broken or anything like that, you can use that. So there's just some cool tools that you are able to use in order to create your content. Then we go down, and I'm not going to worry about appearance, and I'm not going to worry about common module settings, and I'm not going to worry about restrict access, neither activity completion, tags, and competencies for now. We will deal with those in a longer tutorial session. So right now I will click and save to return to course, and now my lesson has been created. I can turn off editing, and I can have a look and see what that lesson looks like before I make sure. If you want to work in this and make sure that your students don't yet see it, again, turn editing on and make sure that the little hide button is on, and none of your students will be able to see that. But you will be able to go in and make sure that everything works. So there's your first option, is read the textbooks pages 2 to 3, view the YouTube video. You can listen to the voice recording.
A voice clip.
You can view the video, say hello everybody. And as you can see, my text has been created. I can click here and it will open in a new page, or I can click on that and it will open in a new page, and it's easy to go back. Alright, thank you very much for listening to this tutorial. I will take you through creating an assignment in the next one.